Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today, I want to talk about the hero's journey. You are the hero of your spiritual journey. The hero's journey is an idea that was first popularized by a scholar of mythology and interreligious studies named Joseph Campbell. He grew up as a Catholic boy, and he was very much interested in Native American mythologies and stories. And his studies led him deeper into Native American religion, and then widened out into Eastern religions like Hinduism and Buddhism. And he started seeing all kinds of patterns where each religion had these stories that kept talking about a hero that lived in a tribe, and the tribe was going through some trouble, and the hero went on a quest to help the tribe with their trouble. Maybe the tribe was sick and they needed medicine. Maybe the tribe had lost someone and the hero had to go find them. Maybe the tribe needed some sign or some wisdom or some knowledge, and the hero goes in search of that. So the tribe is here in its distress state, in its kind of sick, unhealthy state. And the hero goes away from the tribe, encounters all kinds of obstacles, difficulties, resistances, enemies, forces, and other characters and creatures and entities that try to stop the hero from doing what he or she wants to do. But along the way, the hero finds a guide or a magical sword or a magical cap or cloak or something that helps the hero keep moving forward, defeat the creatures that are trying to stop him or her, and ends up in a place where he or she finds the cure, the solution, the wisdom, the knowledge, the light, or whatever it is, takes that, goes back on a return journey, integrates what that hero has learned, and returns to the tribe to heal the tribe and restore the tribe to its former health or former state or completeness, if the tribe was incomplete somehow. So this hero's journey is a departure, fulfillment, and return. Departure and return. Departure and return. So this pattern shows up over and over and over again if you look at the mythologies of the world. For example, Musa alayhi salam, Prophet Moses, he was kicked out of the Pharaoh's house, which is his departure. He becomes a shepherd. He marries his wife Sarah or Sarai, and he sees the light in the distance on the mountain, and he goes there, and the light is God, and God speaks to him and says, I'm going to make you a prophet. I want you to go to the Pharaoh and tell him to release my people. And so he, becomes a prophet, has a staff, has the support of God behind him, and he returns to the Pharaoh to tell him, these are the things you need to do. This is the will of God. Let's look at the story of Jesus, Isa alayhi salam. He is a son of Mary, and he does not have an identified father, and he is a special child ever since the beginning. And Jesus's story doesn't follow that of a normal journey. He's not some ordinary person who then becomes gifted and blessed by God. He is born blessed, and so his journey is very different. Yet at the same time, he follows the same pattern, where he starts off in his hometown, and John the Baptist recognizes something in him. Yeah, he gets baptized. He goes out to the desert for 40 days to fast and meditate, and he is put through trials by the devil, and he passes those trials, and then he comes back and he teaches as a rabbi, as a wandering teacher, and he says things and does things that are profound, and they overturn the usual way people are thinking about things. And he returns to the community. So he goes out to the desert and he returns to the community to share his blessings. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, same thing. He is a caravan merchant. He is working initially for Khadija and then together. Then he goes out to the cave from time to time. So that's his departure. And one day in the cave, he hears the angel Jibra'il speak the Quran to him, and he returns to the community with a revelation. So this hero's journey happens over and over and over again. And if you look at some of our most popular movies and songs and stories and books and things like that, you'll find that they follow the same pattern over and over again, because it's something deeply ingrained in us, that this pattern is real, that this pattern can be followed. Not to say that this is the only way life unfolds or grows, but it's a common thing that happens. For example, you left your parents' house at some point and went to get your further education, and then you went into the professional world and you gained skills and you gained knowledge and you gained maturity, and then you're coming back to the community to share your skills and talents and gifts and things like that. So in your professional life, you have traversed the hero's journey. And so what does this have to do with our spiritual life? It can have all kinds of resonances and implications for our spiritual life as well. We start off at a point where we don't know very much, and then we step out on the spiritual path and we find things, we learn things, we discover things. Some things may lift us up and help us feel great, and other things may crush us and feel very down and heartbroken, and so that's all of that is part of the journey. And along the way, you find helpers, you find teachers, you find mentors, guides, initiators, and you find the gatekeepers. You find the blockers. You find the people that look at you and go, nope, not you. And it's part of the journey. It's part of the hero's journey that there is resistance, right? Prophet Muhammad was resisted. Jesus was resisted. Moses was resisted. Pharaoh did not want to do anything that Moses wanted him to do. Not a thing. So the fact that in your own professional life or your spiritual life, there are things that push against, resist, and that kind of dynamic, it's very normal, very part of the journey. And one of the things that Joseph Campbell found in his research is that these stories are actually there to help us go with our story, because we are all living a kind of hero's journey on many levels. For example, you were once a child, then you became an adult, then you might become a parent, and now you are now raising another child. So it's like there's a cycle that happened again. Whereas you can kind of see and help your child from the point of view that you were once a child too. You will be able to help your kid or your teen from the point of view that you too were once a kid and a teen. So that cycle is always there. And for our spiritual lives, we go through this cycle many times, not just once. It's many times. We go from one level of understanding to being on the path and gaining some new level of understanding and being able to share that with others. And then we go even deeper and gain a different level of understanding and then share that with others. So it's almost like the circle keeps going round and round, and then you find that it's actually a spiral. It's actually a spiral. You keep going deeper, higher and higher, or if you want to use the metaphor a different way, you keep going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, into the depth of who you are. And the hero's journey can help us go with this. And we can say when we're on the journey, we can say when something happens that is disappointing, that is adverse, that is something blocking us, something stopping us from moving forward or feeling hopeful. This is like Prophet Muhammad in Mecca. He's trying to teach the people some good stuff, but they're attacking him. This is like Jesus going into the synagogues trying to teach a new way of understanding things, and they're attacking him. This is like Moses, and Pharaoh wants to attack him and attack the Jewish people enslaved in Egypt. And so you can look at this kind of thing as as something that happens all the time, and it happens to everybody. It doesn't matter who you are, because it even happened to Jesus is called the Word of Allah in the Quran. Right? He was born a prophet. He was born with deep spiritual knowledge, because his status was just much higher than other people. And even he had to deal with so much stuff. And you know how his story ends. His story ends with being with Allah, but you know how his physical story ends on the cross. And these stories help us go with it. These stories help us go with the pattern of who is my guide right now? What are my magical tools that can help me? What are my what are my ways in which I can return and help the community? And so you can kind of read myths as extremely personal, extremely instructive to your own journey. And these things are happening to everyone, and this is a pattern that we can share with others and our kids, and whoever is going through a tough time, we can remind them that the hero's journey has tough times in it, but it is a phase. It is always a phase, and we are destined to keep moving, keep coming out, and keep returning, going deeper and returning, going out and coming back in, and over and over and over in that spiral of learning and sharing that always keeps happening. And what this says is that you are part of the story and you are the hero of your story. And the you have the ability to make your own choices, make your own decisions. You can write your own story. You do not have to accept somebody else's story. You can write your own story. You can live your own story. And you are not the victim of circumstances. You are the hero of your journey. And this is where it can play such a powerful role, because it's not just motivational or inspirational. It is the deep structure of the psyche in moving with the powers and energies that are assigned to evolve us. And your imagination plays a role in this. Your dreams play a role in this. Your creativity plays a role in this. You have more power than you know. You have more power than you think. And as you go on this spiritual journey as the hero of your journey, you're not really competing against anybody else. The only thing you're competing against is who you were yesterday. Because you want to keep learning, you want to keep evolving, so that that spiral of learning keeps going on and on and on, so that you are able to more deeply access the gifts that Allah has given you, and you are more able to deeply share those gifts that you've unwrapped and unboxed and unfolded. So this is the hero's journey, and it is an idea that can help us on our spiritual path.